Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you can see from the title of the video, I'm basically going to just be running you guys through a typical shift for me working in the NICU. If you guys see my first video, then you will know that I am a NICU nurse. I have been working as a NICU nurse a little over a year now. I did start as a new grad and I work night shifts. So if you guys are interested in becoming a NICU nurse, or you just want to know a little bit more about what we do, make sure you guys stay tuned. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on those post notifications so that you can be notified whenever I post. Alright guys, so like I said, I work night shift, so I work from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. So clocking in, we clock in between 6:38 p.m. and 6:50 p.m. If you ask my manager, you really need to be clocked in by 6:45, but you have that little, I guess, grace period between 6:45 and 6:50. So if you're running a little late, anything after 6:50 is considered late. So you've clocked in, so now it's time to scrub in. So basically we wash our hands up to about here, so for 1 minute. So you're just gonna wash your hands, make sure you get everywhere. Do have to take off any rings. You can't wear anything with diamonds. You can wear just a band, the little plastic ones, or just a little plain metal one. Those are allowed. Anything other than that, you have to take them off. You cannot wear them to work. So you're washing your hands 1 minute, making sure you get under your nails, getting anywhere where dirt and germs can possibly be. So you don't want to pass that on to the babies. They are preterm. It's very easy for them to get sick and things to go downhill, and you don't want to be the cause of that. So you wash your hands 1 minute, then you're going to go ahead and you're going to sanitize your hands. After you scrubbed in, you're going to grab your phone, check it, dial the number, make sure that it's working correctly. So if parents call, they can direct them to you so that you can answer any questions that they may have about their baby. So if you grabbed your phone, it's 6:50, it's time for huddle, which is why they say you need to be clocked in by 6:45, because huddle starts at 6:50. So huddle is just basically any news or updates, anything that we need to know for our shift for the night. Any wins or wows, which is basically just any type of recognition, anything we've noticed another nurse do, or management, or any parents who have shouted out any nurses. They will announce that in huddle as well. So after huddle, it's time to get your assignment. So they'll put out the clipboard and you will see where you are for the night. So like I said, if you see my first video, then you will know that we have two parts to our NICU. We have INT, which is basically our intermediate step down unit, and we have the NICU side, which we call the pods. So if you are an INT for the night, you can expect to have a 3 to 4 baby assignment. But if you are in the NICU, then you will usually have 2 babies, but you will also be responsible for checking to see if you are an admit or an assist for the night. So basically an admit is if we go to a delivery and we bring a baby back, whoever is admitting, you are responsible for admitting that baby to the unit, and you will have an assist person who is responsible for paperwork and just helping you in any type of way that you need. So we have first, second, third assist. I've seen where we've got up to 6 admissions in a night. So basically it would just kind of rotate back around. If we get a 4th baby, it's back around to that first person. But you have other nurses to help you, management, charge nurses there to help you, so you won't be overwhelmed. So if you got your assignment, we're going to go and get report. So report basically just consists of what bed space the baby is in, how many days old will the baby be after midnight, their corrected age. You would get a little background of mom. Why was the baby delivered? Was it a C-section? Was it a ruptured membranes? Was the baby breached? Or did the baby just decide to come early? And then you also get mom's gravida and para history, which is basically how many pregnancies mom had and how many living children does mom have currently. So after you got a report, we do computer charting on Epic. So you're going to go ahead and sign in and just assign yourself to your patients for the night. So you've signed in, you've gotten a report. Now it's time to clean your bed spaces. So you're basically just going to use some sanitizing wipes. You're going to clean the counters, your bed spaces, basically anything that you're going to touch, the monitors, IV pumps, all of that. Oh, and I forgot to mention and report, you're also going to go and you're going to check ID bands with that nurse. And you're going to check IVs, any type of tubing that the baby has, lines, you're going to check all of that with that nurse to make sure everything is together before they leave, because you don't want to be responsible for something that they did. So we've cleaned everything. Check your equipment, make sure everything's working, your oxygen, your suction, make sure everything is working as they should. So now it's time to start your hands-on care. So usually we start our hands-on care about 30 minutes before the baby is due. So if my first baby is due at 8 o'clock, I'm going to start at 7:30. So your hands-on will consist of TPR, which is taking the baby's temperature. You would take that axillary under their armpit, their pulses, heart rate, respirations. You're going to listen with the stethoscope and count those. You're going to check the baby's sutures and fontanelles, which is basically what people call just a soft spot. So you're going to check to see if they're approximated, separated, or overriding, and check to make sure they're soft and flat. Not sunken or bulging. We want soft and flat. Check the baby's abdomen. Is it soft, round? You want to make sure that those bowel sounds are audible. Check tube placements. Now, some babies will have oral gastric tubes, which is basically the tube that goes down through their mouth down to their stomachs, or nasal gastric tube, which is going to go through their nose down to their stomach. So how we check that is we basically take a little 5cc syringe. You're going to listen to their abdomen while you push a little bit of air through it. If you can hear the air rush, that means that your tube is where it needs to be. If you don't hear air rush, then you probably need to pull that tube and replace it. So we basically measure the tubes the same way you would an adult. You're going to go from the tip of the nose to the ear, down to the xiphoid process. I know with adults you usually have to go get an x-ray. We don't do that. We just check placement the same way we do doing our hands-on care. Listen for the air rush, and that's how we would know if it's in the place that it needs to be. You're going to go ahead and just secure it to where it needs to be to keep it in place. So if it's a nasal gastric tube, we're going to secure it going across this way. Oral gastric tube, going to secure it going right across the mouth, kind of under the lip, so they can still be able to open their mouth, and you can still get in their mouth to assess if you need to suction or anything like that. So you've checked your placement. You're going to check your IV, make sure that it's running correctly, it's not leaking, it's not red or looking funky or anything. Make sure your fluids are running, they match the orders, and that's about it for that. Then we do weights on night shift, and we give baths about every 2 to 3 days, and we change the linens and the cribs and the isolettes on nights as well. That is our responsibility. So now it's time to feed your baby. So we have babies who may be bottle feeding. We have babies who are on continuous feeds, which the baby can be on continuous feeds for 24 hours, or we have babies who are on continuous feeds for only 3 hours and then rest for an hour. Then we just have regular gavage feeds, which is basically a tube feed, put it over the IV pump, 30 minutes. After that, you're going to go chart your assessment, chart everything you did. Schedules. So we have babies who are Q3 hours, babies who are on Q4 hour schedules, or ad-lib babies. So Q3 hours just basically means your baby is due every 3 hours for hands-on care and for a feed. Q4 hours, babies due every 4 hours. Usually babies who are due every 4 hours are usually just babies who were just admitted, or babies who are on those continuous feeds for 3 hours on, 1 hour off. And then our ad-lib babies just basically means on demand. They eat on their schedule when they're hungry. So they usually can range anywhere between 3 to 4 hours, but it's normally every 4 hours. If they try to sleep over 4 hours, we won't let them. We let them go 5 hours once, and it's only on night shift. Other than that, baby cannot go no longer than 4 hours without eating. So you've done your care, you've got your schedule, your baby's on schedule, you got a little downtime. You'll be responsible for going to deliveries as well on your shift. So it's basically whoever wants to go. You're not assigned or anything. If you got some free time and they call for delivery, you can go. C-sections, vaginal deliveries, you can go. It's up to you. They encourage newer people to go ahead and start going, get yourself acquainted so you'll be less nervous. So when you do see a more severe case or you have to resuscitate a baby, you'll be familiar with the more simple steps. So on your team, going to a delivery will consist of a nurse practitioner, you, and a respiratory therapist. Respiratory therapist responsible for anything revolving oxygenation. You're responsible for pretty much anything the nurse practitioner needs you to do. And a nurse practitioner is making all the calls. I will do a separate video talking about NRP, which is basically neonatal resuscitation. Specialty certification we have to get every 2 years, and you basically follow these steps when you go to a delivery. So yes, that's about it for my shift. Nights over. Clock out no earlier than 7:08 a.m. I don't know why, but that's just the way the time works. So guys, I hope that you've learned something from this video. You found something interesting that can help you. If you are thinking about going to the NICU, I encourage you to do it. I love it. It is a very rewarding job, seeing babies go from these little tiniest things to full grown baby. Okay, it's amazing. Seeing them go home and just seeing the parents, just growing with the parents, getting to know them. It's an amazing job. It's an amazing experience.